Pastor Russ here with hope for today. We know around 600 BC that the Babylonians, under the leadership of King Nebuchadnezzar, were the reigning ruling power, if you would, in the Middle East. And in 597, Nebuchadnezzar led his armies, the Babylonian armies, to Jerusalem, to Judea, and to Jerusalem, the capital city. There he forced the Jews to pay him taxes or tribute. But he left a Jewish king in charge of the land when he left the country. And everything would be fine as long as they paid their taxes to Babylonia. Unfortunately, a very foolish Jewish king came to the throne about 10 years later, and he decided not to pay those taxes to the Babylonians. In 586, Nebuchadnezzar returned with the Babylonian army to Jerusalem. This time not to put another Jewish king on the throne, but to literally destroy the city of Jerusalem, which he did. He leveled the city. He carried most of the people back to Babylonia as slaves of the Babylonians. But God also promised that one day he would return his people to the promised land. And he did this in a most unusual way. We know that the Persians, under the leadership of King Cyrus, defeated the Babylonians and became the reigning rule power. We find in 2 Chronicles chapter 36, verse 22 and 23, these words. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, so that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and he also put it in writing. Thus says Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Judea. Whoever is among you of all his people, may the Lord his God be with him. Let him go up. In other words, Cyrus allowed the Jews to return to Jerusalem, to their homeland, and to rebuild the city and the temple. Our God is good and he is faithful. He loves us and he cares for us. And he often provides deliverance for us in ways that we simply do not expect. God promised to bring his people out of exile, and then he provided Cyrus, the foreign king of Persia, as their deliverer. And not only did Cyrus restore Israel as a nation, he also commissioned with his money the rebuilding of the temple. I think God sometimes has a great sense of humor. This was certainly not the deliverance that the Israelites expected, but they trusted in God anyway. So here's a question for you today. Will you and I trust in God's salvation? Will we trust in the promises that he has made to us? Or will we be foolish like the Jewish king who hardened his heart to God and paid a steep price for it? I want to encourage you. You and I can certainly put all of our chips on the table and trust God and his promises to us.